All right, thank you for staying with us. It's time for us to come home now and talk domestic football. I mean, this is a favorite part of the show for a lot of people because they're beginning to develop interest in what goes on in the Globe Premier League. I mean, they're beginning to pick teams to support, to follow, and they're beginning to show interest in particular teams, and that's why Dumnodio Konta is here. Maybe because now we have players who could be in Nigeria's World Cup squad, some of them plying their trade with clubs on the domestic scene. Dumnodi, thank you for joining us on Sports Tonight. Tomorrow, another match day in the Globe Premier League. What do you expect?
Well, this is not the first time a local based player is going to the World Cup. Yama did it in 2002.
And Ejide.
And he did it very well. He did it very well. So I think for this time we're having more. I wish we have like 5, but we're limited to just how many. Because we could have 2, 3, but that's a fair representation from the domestic league, the much maligned domestic league. One important thing is from the league is we must emphasize correct information as part of players' record, facts pertaining to the game, pertaining to the team, kind of information we give out. Sometimes when I see pictures of people telling you, I saw a picture of Ogonetaro back to World Rules. The picture we're seeing is not Ogonetaro picture. It's a picture from Fido Momofuma. And you can't do that in Europe. And you just go scot-free. And you leave it like that.
Yeah, and that's a challenge for us. And that's a challenge for us, particularly those of us in the media, to always present these facts as they are. And I think it's also an indictment on the fact that we're not doing enough to identify and promote the players and the stars that the Global Premier League is producing year in, year out. It doesn't happen in Europe for you to see the picture of Wayne Rooney and then you call him Michael Carrick. It doesn't happen.
I think you're out of
But we see a lot of that in Nigeria.
That.
Anyway, let's leave that aside and talk about what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow, another match day. And it all starts from that fixture. Remember, players have been banished to Kaduna. So they will be meeting the original owners of the land, Kaduna United. And that game will be at the Kaduna Township Stadium. That terrible stadium that we showed you, that's where that game will be played. Although we were told that the Ahmadu Bello Stadium has been closed because of the Flying Eagles that will be playing the African Championship.
Why can't they use the stadium to test run the facilities for the Flying Eagles?
We will come to face their matter later. Kaduna United playing on a terrible pitch, but tomorrow they're going to be taking on Kano Pillars. Let me run through the fixtures, but identify some of the key games and we'll talk about it. We have El Kanemi against the Enyimba. Salisu Yusuf against his former club. Promises to be an exciting encounter. Zakari Baraji is on the other side. Salisu Yusuf is on this side. So promises to be an exciting game in Kano tomorrow. Bayelsa United will be hosting Akwa United in Benin. That's where Bayelsa have been banished. They were banished there and they decided to stay there, that they like the place. So that game will be played in Benin. You have the Oriental Derby tomorrow in Owerri. Heartland against Abia Warriors. That's going to be interesting to watch. Another big game in Port Harcourt. League leaders, Sharks of Port Harcourt, will be confronting Rangers. Interesting talking point. John Obu coming back to his former club. Also is a talking point around that game. Lobby Stars will be in Katsina. They'll be taking on FC Taraba. That's a derby. It's a good pitch. They have a good pitch. Yeah, they have a good pitch. Crown against Warri Wolves. That will be at the Adama Singba Stadium in Ibadan. That game will be live on Super Sports on cable TV.
Fans that please. Let's enjoy this game.
The game will be on TV, so nobody will misbehave.
That's good. And the camera will pan very well so that we'll see some of those fans.
Nobody will misbehave.
Because I'm getting a lot of calls from Ibadan.
Gombe against Sunshine. That will be the Pantami Stadium in Gombe. Nasarawa United against Giwa. That's a middle belt derby as well in Lafia. And then the last one will be at Omoku. Nembe against Dolphins. Nembe are on the bounce. 2 wins back to back. Now they can smell survivor, Dumnodi, in the Globe Premier League.
They can smell survivor, but that huge goal deficit it's too much.
It's too much.
That's why the 6-0 defeat to
lost to. About those who are the top scorers.
Okay, but the top scorers we have Adamu Mohammed of Gombe United. He was the first player to score 4 goals, 6 goals. Golan Salami, what goal scorer so far on 5 goals, on 6 goals also. We have Issa Aminu of Kaduna United on 5 goals. Haruna Babalo left Academy back to Gombe United on 5 goals. Igodaru Osago, a former 3SC striker, he could have gone past 5 goals if he had buried some of the chances.
Prolific,
Against Bayelsa United, but some 5 goals. Peter Abimobo, Bayelsa United's top scorer, saw some 5 goals, and of course the last player is a defensive midfielder.
He's a defender, right back.
Because he plays several positions, but of course he plays more or less defensive minded.
High goal scoring defender.
Yeah, Namso
specialist
of Aqua United is also on 5 goals.
So what are you expecting tomorrow, Dumnodi? Sharks have been amazing this season. Sharks of Port Harcourt. And they're going to be home against Rangers. Rangers on the other side have been so inconsistent. They descended on 5 players the other day and
for protesting.
Yeah.
Well,
can Rangers bring a surprise? Can they get something off Sharks tomorrow?
Midweek we saw brilliant game. Even in the weekend we saw some outstanding good games. We had the 6-goal thriller in Akure, Sharks against Sunshine Stars. That game should have been on TV, but it didn't. That would have been a lot of talking point, cheering moment for fans. 6-goal thriller, and we had some brilliant results in Akure. Goals coming in from Akure. We saw the Warriors 3-2 against Warriors Sunshine. Warriors 3-2. Bayelsa United Sunshine, brilliant game. So we are seeing some of the best. So the impact is this: when more games are on TV, you see the best of our players, and the fact that they are having an opportunity of playing for the Super Eagles, so we want to bring out the best. So a lot of people is watching, people are mentioning names, people are paying attention to your kind of game you play, and maybe the players are learning a few lessons from going to the camp of the Super Eagles and coming back and learning some of those tricks they've not been used to as far as football is concerned. But the Atlant Abia Warriors game, they have to be very careful of Abia Warriors. They know how to beat the teams from their own political zone. They know how to. They did that to Eyimba, and we saw the way
to Rangers.
The Rangers, but we saw the way they went to Bayelsa, and of course completely decimated Bayelsa United in front of the fans in Benin City. But you have to be wary of Abia Warriors. The Crown Warriors game is one game that's going to be on TV. Warriors, if you say inconsistent, let first round finish before we to make comment on Warriors. You can't put your money, because if you put your bet on Warriors, I can guarantee you walk the street naked.
Wow, that's a challenge to Paul Bogun of Warriors and the high number of international players in that team. A lot of Super Eagles players in
Warriors. Because of continental football.
Anyway, Dumnodi has thrown a challenge that you can't place your money on Warriors. That's what it says. You have to prove him wrong. At the end of the season, show him a trophy. The way Arsene Wenger proved somebody wrong who said he was a specialist in failure. Warriors, over to you. All right. Okay, let me just read this one. This tweet from at Basanya01, and it says, wonderful job for Channels TV doing for the kids, not only in Lagos, primary schools in Nigeria. I mean, coming for the National Channels Kids Cup, it says, wow, thank you, Channels. That's coming from Basanya 01, talking about Channels National Kids Cup. Ogundare Tolutope is talking about the Super Eagles and countries that are getting ready for the World Cup. He says the Super Eagles camp will open on the 26th of May. Isn't it late? And he says he's just asking. Well, the coach has mapped out his program. The coach knows what he wants to do. I'm sure that the coach is on top of the situation. I don't think it's too late.
It's not too late.
I don't think it's too
not
late.
Too late.
I think we can still put in a lot.
26 we open camp, 28 we play the friendly game against Scotland.
Yeah, and then we know what we're doing. Let's just hope that our boys stay out of injury and we're ready to roll at the World Cup. We need to go on a quick break now. Dumnodi, I must thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
We need to go on a quick break now. What do we have on the menu for tonight? Bambo will be walking in. But sit back and enjoy this package. A World Relays, Making of Champions, this night on Sports Tonight. Join us again.